Streaming on Kick. And streaming on YouTube. It's not showing the server. Second, let me see if I can. Servers in the server. There we go. Okay. Should be good to go. Wait a couple seconds. Hey. Today's just gonna be a shorter one. I'm not gonna worry about duration too terribly much. Second, plug in my phone. Okay. So, before we were able to add our our pagination. This time, however, I want, and I'm probably going to need my my old version of Manhunt in order to complete this. But basically, I want to make it so that we can have heads, because I want to be able to have a roster. I want to be able to see who I'm inviting, basically. Like, in a nutshell, that's essentially what I want. So let's go ahead and create a new interface, and we're going to call it GUI player. And inside of this player head, we're just going to have one thing, and it's going to be an offline player. We're getting the head type here. Then we're going to add a class. Let's call it the GUI item head. And this head is going to extend our GUI item. And it's going to implement our GUI player head. Now, I don't want to implement too much here because I want this to become an abstract class. So, let's go ahead and do public GUI item head. And we're going to pass in our inventory here. And we'll just say super inventory. So that passes it into the GUI item. Then we know that it's going to have a permanent material. So we'll do get material here. We're going to return material dot player head. Now we're going to want that player head to be unique and have the actual skin of the player. But first, let's go ahead and do override public item stack get item stack. This is going to become item stack get material. So this is going to have an item meta. Meta is equal to objects dot require not null. I'll put dot get item meta, and we say if get name is not equal, we're going to do meta.set display name. So I'm basically going to kind of copy what we have in here, but we're going to set a few things differently. Okay. So this is going to become meta.setLore to getLore, meta.add item flags to item flag.values, and then meta, we won't implement that just yet. Then we're going to say if meta is an instance of the skull meta and get head type is not equal null, then we're going to say skull meta. We'll cast it to a skull meta. And then dot set owning player to our head type. Yeah. Sounds confusing, but basically this is the actual code we want for our item head. It's really that simple. And now set item meta to meta. Now, I remember there being a big issue, and that was the armor showing is certain information I never really wanted to see. And so I'm going to fix that because it took forever for me to find. I finally found something that at least somewhat worked. And so I'm going to go ahead and implement that. So, and I'm going to implement it straight from my old version. So it's protected static final attribute modifier, and I'll call it remove statements. It's equal to a new attribute modifier. Inside of here, we're going to say objects.require not null name spaced key dot from string uuid dot random id and then dot to string. Now I'm going to tell you right now, don't ask me what this does. Reason being is because I don't know what it really does. I copied this from Stack Overflow, I believe it was. Someone just kind of found it, and I tried to make sense of it, but I just stopped after a couple of hours. It was just really confusing. And so, these yellow underlines were for, it just says that it's unstable because its signature references unstable class element slot group marked with experimental. Don't worry about that, it's fine. These are all the same issue. Okay. Then down here, all we need to do is meta.add attribute modifier, and we say attribute.gener attribute.gener. What's wrong with you? Which attribute should I import then? I'm importing the right one. Attribute dot. Is it just armor now? Did they change it? So what I have is generic armor, so I guess I'll just do armor, since that's what it seems to appear, and we add remove statements to that. And then, not only that, we're going to want this in our GUI item head as well. It just removes certain statements about the armor, essentially. Is there anything else I need before I close this page? What does that mean? Okay, I'm gonna ignore that one. Okay, cool. I don't think there's anything else I need, but let's go ahead and test it. So if I go to, I think it's roster. Yeah, that's all I gotta do. Awesome. Cool. So let's go ahead and try to implement this. So underneath pagination, just gonna do a new, we'll just do a package. Nah, we'll just create a new class. Test head item. This is going to extend our GUI item head, and we'll implement all methods, and we'll create our constructor. So the name, and or instead of that, I could actually just say get head type dot get name, and then lore being. No, right, it's a, I'll just keep it null. The inventory location, we'll do new point, it's gonna be 0, 0. And then click, nothing's gonna happen on click, I don't care enough about that. And then we're going to say bucket.get offline player. We can just, what, I can't do this one anymore? I wonder what the replacement is for it. Hover over it. You're not gonna tell me? Just says it's deprecated. Lovely. Let's just do .get player with the string. Put my name in there. And that should be our test head. Let's go ahead and remove the random pageable item. We don't need it anymore. Inside of our factories and our enumerations. Not just the factory. We will... Nah, we don't even need that. Let's just go into the inventory and create a new test head item. I don't need that many of them. I just want one. Just want to make sure it works. Then, yeah, that it should work. And there's an issue. That's not the reports. All right, install. Server. Put our new file in. Let's go to plugins. Upload and restart. All right, now let's wait for it to boot up. Good. So /mh, run it. Hey, there's my head. Let's go. Looks like it works. Something that's pretty bland is clicking. There's nothing going on with the clicking. And so I think I'm going to want to implement some kind of click sound effect. I'm not sure. Yeah, we can implement it there. So let's go into the GUI item. And just scrolling down, all I'm going to do is say protected void play click. And then in here, we'll have sound player instance play GUI click for the inventory owner. And then protected void send a notification string message. Then we just have another one, send notification player string message. And in here we just say player.send message chat color.red plus message, and then sound player dot get instance dot play notification for the player. Then here we just say send notification to the inventory owner and the message to send. And then protected void send settings update. String message. And here we'll say this. Instead of play notification, play settings updates. Updates. What I want. Just update. There we go. Then we can copy this, paste it, and just say send settings update, and we pass in the message, and we remove the player here. Cool. What are you upset about? It's never used, that's fine. Alright, cool. So we've got the ability to make noises. So let's, like, for example, go into here. When we click, let's just have it click. Now all we need to do is type that, which is nice, to say the least. Then on the last page, we'll do this for all of our clicks. Next page. But I'm not going to do it for the current page. And then for test head item, let's do something like play or send settings update. It worked. And it'll send it to the player. Then we can just say player.close inventory. So let's run this, give it a test. Go into the server. And once we're done with that, I think then we're officially done with the templates for the let's restart the server with the templates for the GUI. And we can finally get started making the first GUI, which is exciting. So let me switch to testing. Cool. Let's give it a whirl. So if I type /mh and I click on my head, oh no, it's not playing anything. Did I break something or did I drag it too early? Let me take a look really quick. Oh, that's a very long. Okay, GUI item line 67. Okay, line 67. Yeah, that's send. Ah, that is my mistake. Inventory Get owner. That is what you call a good old... What? Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's what you call a good old, what do you call that? Stack Overflow exception right there. So let's stop the server. It's probably going to need to be force stopped. And put our new plugin in. And start the server back up. Okay, let's give it a shot. Wait for the server to load. Cool. Then just /h, click. It worked. Yay! Okay, we did it. So now we think on what we want to do next. So there's quite a few different settings that we need to do. Let's see. What kind of settings do we want? Well, we want world settings. We want roster. Yeah, so basically... Oh. I'm glad I didn't close out of my current because it had a really good flow to it. So if someone types /mh, it opens up the Manhunt, which then has just a create button. Right. Okay. This will be fun. Alright, I'll close out of that. Let's go ahead and make this. I'm going to close everything. And what we're going to create are new things. We're going to get rid of our test head item. We're going to get rid of our test inventory. I don't think, like, this is easy to remember. So let's get rid of our test inventory. All right, now it's just us. So let's go to the JavaScript on Java, and we'll just call this the Manhunt GUI. This is just going to be the basic GUI that you get when you open up the screen, essentially. So we're going to have this extend our GUI inventory. Hover over, implement those, and add our constructor. It's not going to have pages. Cool. So now we got that information. It's going to be 5 rows. The title is just going to be Manhunt. And the items are going to depend. So right when you open the server, nobody's in a Manhunt game. The Manhunt games are ended when the server closes or crashes or something like that. So the Manhunt games are only during the actual duration of the server. If the server restarts, there's no more Manhunt game. So basically, we're just going to have a list of GUI item bases. It's going to be our output. Get a new array list, and we'll return that output. This output is going to contain a few items. So let's go ahead and make a new package under items. We're going to call it Manhunt. And generally, everything's going to be contained under here. But I'm going to say new class. And we're going to have I think, create Manhunt item. And I think I'm going to make it a crafting bench. So let's go ahead and implement our methods and a constructor. So the material here is pretty simple. We'll just have it be a crafting table. And the name is going to be chat color dot aqua plus create new manhunt. And then the lore, we can just make it list dot of, and then chat color dot white create a new manhunt game. And just something simple like that. And the inventory location is going to be dead center. So dead center would be 4-2. Yes, since it's 5 rows and then 9 columns, right? So here we'll play our click, and the click will lead us elsewhere. So for now, we will do that. This is our first legitimate inventory. So let's see our inventory type. This is no longer test inventory, but manhunt inventory. And then our item types are no longer just pagination, but create manhunt item. And in the GUI factory, this is no longer factual. It is the manhunt inventory. Manhunt GUI. Then let's go into here and say case create manhunt item, new create manhunt item, and we just pass in the inventory. Awesome. And that's going to throw a fit at us, but that's okay. We don't need to worry about it. Now, let's go ahead and run it as a test. This can be our official 0.0.2. Let's install. Put it on our what we can't find symbol. Oh, right. Gotta change this to manhunt inventory as well. There we go. Oh, whoops, I only did the plugin dot YML. Where's my POM file? There you are. 0.0.2. Let's click install again. And smack you right on here. And delete the previous. Restart the server. Go back to testing. And let's give it a run once the server is back up. It's pretty exciting. I do enjoy making GUIs. Okay, so we got our manhunt. It says manhunt up here. I think I might have forgotten something. Did I? Manhunt GUI. Yes, I did not believe I forgot that. Okay, this is going to be output.add. And then we're going to do our GUI factory dot make item. It's going to be the GUI create manhunt item, and then this inventory, and there's no arguments. Whoopsie daisy. That was my bad. So let's go ahead and drag this onto the server. Restart the server. And try that again. There you go. Launch it. MH. There we go. We got create new manhunt, create a new manhunt game. And wait. Interesting. Is it like double clicking? I think it's double clicking. Interesting. Okay, since it's double clicking, we do need to fix that. There's no errors in the log, which is good. Let's take a look as to why it's double clicking really quick. New window. And this under the... Come on now. Sometimes I get lost because there's just so many files. But let's take a look at our inventory click. So we get our instance, we get who clicked, we check if that GUI already exists. If it does not, then we don't worry about it. Good. Good. Just want to make sure that we're not doubling down on anything. It looks like we're doing everything right. Let me open up Google and see, what would it be called? Inventory click event is double clicking. Double click inventory problems. Yes, it is a problem. How'd you know? See if the click type is click type dot double click. So, okay, if I do if event dot get click is equal to click, I didn't know that. So I only want it to happen if it's a left click. So if it's not a left click, then return. That's easy enough. Let's smack install. That is not at all what I want you to do. Thank you. Let's close this. Let's see if that fixed the issue. I don't think I've had to fix that issue before, which is interesting. Restart the server. Go back to testing. Let's do /mh. Ah, I see. Interesting. Okay. So now it does work. It's only doing a single click. But when I right click it, then it doesn't cancel the event, and that's a problem. We want it to definitely cancel the event if... Okay. This is fixable. So basically, all we need to do is just move this. Ooh, I'm used to Visual Studio again. Is move this, just, wrong one. All we need to do is move this one down below event.setCancel. And then we're all set. So that's good. Let's go ahead and commit this. suppose we should test it first. So let's go ahead and give it a test. I'm pretty confident it works. Restart. Testing. Okay. /MH. Right clicking does nothing. Middle clicking does nothing. Shift click, nothing. But nice. Okay, it does solve the problem. We're good there. Nice. So I got on pretty late tonight. I think I'm going to end it there. I will probably do a short one tomorrow also, but Saturday I should be able to do a longer one. So, we finally got our first command and our first GUI all set up. So then when you click this, it's going to lead to another GUI, and it's just going to be a GUI chain until you're ready to start your world, basically. And then it's going to begin the game, and the rest is history. Have fun, basically. So we're making really good headway. I'm very happy. Sorry. I'm very happy with how things are turning out so far. Let's go ahead and commit our changes to GitHub. And so, added player head and remove player head item. Removed so we added the player head item. We removed dummy inventories and items, and we added first manhunt inventory. That's about everything we did. Commit anyway, push. Alright, so I've been leaving the GitHub link in the description, so feel free to go check that out. Do whatever you want with it. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. So if you want to leave a comment on YouTube, if you want to like, subscribe, whatever it is, feel free. But otherwise, I will see you guys later. You can always feel free to leave chats if you want, if you're on the stream too. So don't be afraid to do that. I can see all my messages. But yeah, take care.